Dago. Number 1, I am the representative for Toronto for the celebration of freedom and rights, and I am one of the leaders of the Line Canada. Aho!
Thank you, Lamont.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'll make it clear that I don't represent any groups here. I'm just here as a guy. And I just want to share what I think a lot of us possibly are thinking and feeling. My name is Mike, which you had said, but my name is Mike, although who I am doesn't really matter. What matters is what I am, because that's what brought me here today. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a brother, a friend. I'm a son. I'm a grandson. I'm an uncle, I'm a teacher. I'm a student. We're always learning. That's why I'll never stand up here and try to say that I know everything, but I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm a worker. I believe in a creator. I'm a Canadian. I'm a human being. And I'm angry. I am outraged at the federal, provincial, and municipal government's negligent lockdown at the expense of the economy and the very things that make Canada, Canada. Democracy, capitalism, freedom. There's a reason why we have a Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I'm angry at a lockdown based on shoddy scientific models and government-sponsored statistical fraud at the behest of unelected international institutions. Institutions like the World Health Organization, United Nations, unelected international institutions that are controlled by a handful of wealthy elite psychopaths hell-bent on unilaterally imposing their own globalist ideological vision of the future at the expense of our innate, God-given human rights and freedoms and our God-given right to live. If this was truly about safety, the moment the data showed the death rate is equivalent to a bad flu season, the lockdown should have ended right then. But it didn't. It didn't. It was transformed into a new attitude, a new message. It was transformed into a cultural shift of the new normal. With children isolated in circles at school drawn out on the pavement. Meanwhile, our leaders are holding up the old normal. Do you know how trainers keep elephants from running away from that little piece of string? When they're babies, they get huge chain link chains. And once they give up trying to break it, they switch to a little thin rope. That's what they're doing to our children. Yeah! If our children are living in circles, they don't believe that they can do anything beyond that. This is what they're doing. History is wrought with tyrannical dictators and regimes seeking more and more power over the people. From Stalin to Mussolini, from the Pharaoh in the Bible to Hitler. Fear, intimidation, and propaganda are the hallmarks of government power grabs and oppression. However, these historical examples that are burned into our memory were limited to specific nations and geographic locations. Today, it is on a total global scale, crossing all borders. Never in the human history has there ever been such an attempt, such an orchestrated, deliberate attempt to overthrow and subjugate every man, woman, and children on the face of this planet. This is not a racist agenda. No, 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 no. This is not a racist agenda. This is an anti-human agenda. This is an anti-human agenda. What's being done here is far more egregious and nefarious than racist issues. Our politicians have been either bribed, threatened, or even worse, in favor of these treasonous crimes against humanity, because that's what it is. I elected politicians to represent me. I didn't elect them to represent others who don't belong here. Unelected institutions. I'm sorry, that's just not why I voted for you. Make no mistake, this lockdown is the single greatest human rights, civil rights attack in the history of our species. And most people are still asleep to the tyranny that is unfolding before us. For example, and I have to say some very positive things here. Look at the police. Whether they realize it or not, we're actually fighting for them and their children's futures too. And I know in my heart, just like we've seen in parts of Europe, eventually the police will stand down and support us because we're fighting for them too. Listen, let's be real, everybody. No parent wants their child to have their wings clipped. Every parent wants their children to have a future. Yes! This is what this is about, people. And having a future for your children can only happen in a free and just society. It's the only way. Freedom! Freedom! So yes, we really are all in this together. But I gotta tell you, I can't tell you how inspiring it is to see so many people here, to see so many informed people speaking up. There are so many of you with many valid and yet very different reasons, right? Many different reasons. We have 5G, we've got mandatory vaccinations, medical freedom, gun rights, ending the lockdown, right to work, right to open one's business, cures being suppressed. I mean, come on, we all know that even if this was a real disease, there is a cure. There's a lot. That should have ended it too.
6,000 years.
But the thing is, we're all probably experiencing when you talk to your loved ones and you try to enlighten them, just ears are turned off. Okay? Our uninformed friends and families are not going to unite under these banners due to unjust, because these are legitimate reasons, but unjust conspiracy theory branding so that people won't listen. Indeed. Indeed it is. But there is some very good news about these different issues, is that they all fall under one umbrella issue.